She's a nurse practitioner, author, speaker, and certified life coach whose mission is to help others achieve their wellness goals through a powerful combination of traditional medicine with outside-the-box alternatives. Her most recent book is Experience God's Presence. I hope you enjoy this interview with MelissaLanza. Melissa, thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome. I'm so glad to be here. Good to be working with the both of you.
You have years of experience as a nurse practitioner, and you're the president of your own medical practice. When and how did you decide to start your own practice?
Well, I worked for years as an RN, many years, and then when I became a nurse practitioner, I was working for a physician, and I enjoyed working as a physician. I enjoyed the hospital, but I really wanted to have my own practice because I wanted to be able to just spend more time with the patients and to really spend that extra time to really give quality care. And I felt sometimes working for other people, the clock was so important. Oh, you only have 10 minutes for the patient, you got to move on. And I didn't want to practice like that. And I felt like in the hospital system, I would be locked into that. And I understand that the economics for healthcare, that was one of the factors. But I wanted to be able to really spend the time and give the quality care for the patient. So I wanted my own practice for that. And when I started initially, I was doing traditional medicine. And I loved it. And I still do traditional medicine. And traditional medicine does help people. However, I had my own experience where traditional medicine didn't help me. One day, I was struck in the rear. A truck had hit me from behind. And I had gotten hurt. And it was really overwhelming, to be in that kind of pain. And I had really bad pain, my back, my neck. I had numbness down my arms. I had all kinds of injuries. And when I went to the neurologist, they wanted to just treat me with symptoms, treat my symptoms. They wanted to give medications. They gave medications to me that would just treat symptoms. But it didn't get to the root cause of the problem. When we talk about in medicine the root cause of the problem, we deal with functional medicine. That means where is the root cause of what's happening in the body. So for me, at that time, I had trauma to the body because I was struck from behind. I had acute pain. And when you have acute pain, you have a very high level of inflammation in the body. So that's what happened to me. I had inflammation in the body, terrible inflammation in the body. And instead of being given medicine that was going to give me symptoms, that was going to treat the symptoms, they were giving this medicine that was going to only treat the symptoms, and it was going to cause me to have impaired, my ability to function and think was going to be impaired. I wouldn't have been able to function and to practice medicine and see patients in the office if I took these pills because it was going to impair my cognition and my thought processes. So I knew I couldn't take it. So I sought out other ways. I sought out holistic approaches. So I went for acupuncture, I went for physical therapy, and then I also went to other doctors that would treat me holistically to handle this. And so I started to get the treatment holistically, and I started to get better. It took time, but I was starting to improve. And as I was going through this, the patients, because they lived through when they saw I was hit, they saw me in pain. They saw me. I still worked, but I was in agony. And they saw all this, and they actually witnessed a change in me. They started to see me getting better. And so they wanted to know what I was doing. So I started to tell them all these different holistic approaches. And then I decided, you know what? This is working on me, and I'm testing myself out. I'm the patient right now, and I better, there's other patients in the practice that need my help and that are having issues. So I said, you know what? I am going to do what I've learned holistically. I'm going to help the other patients in the practice, and that's what happened. I wound up founding the holistic portion of my practice from my injuries and from my pain and from the results that I had. I started to help them, and that's how the whole holistic portion of the practice was founded.
Your practical experience led to an evolution of your whole business.
Exactly. It opens up another whole can of worms, another whole thing to help people. Again, this whole process of transformation, this is why I get so excited, because this
You're
is
living
where
proof.
I'm living proof, and then this is where the blessings, again, a bad circumstance, we're seeing a pattern here. From very bad circumstances, now this terrible car accident, I need the electron microscope to see where are the blessings in all this. But we saw the blessing. The blessing was that now I have a whole new way to help other people through holistic approach. And if I didn't go through that, I probably would have never even thought to be looking for other ways, and I would have never known really about this.
You've been operating as you were.
I would have just been offering traditional medicine approaches to patients and never knew about this until it happened to myself. And I had to dig deeper because I became the patient, and then I was able to help others.
All right, well, aside from a car accident, how else can your practice help people?
Well, my practice has helped people. Again, it's this whole concept of mind, body, soul, spirit approach. And I've actually witnessed, we've had some medical miracles. And I really believe that it was the power of prayer, it was the power of people just working through their issues when we spoke about the paradigms, identifying the paradigms, shifting those paradigms, releasing and repatterning, that they were able to do this process and do some of this work through the coaching services and having this awareness of what was happening in the body. Because what happens is if we don't deal with our issues, they can get stuck in our tissues and cause dis-ease.
Mm-hmm.
Dis-ease.
Yes.
So it actually can cause this to happen in a person's body. And so I have found people, like for example, I know this one particular person who has had, for years, they suffered with rheumatoid arthritis. And rheumatoid arthritis is an autoimmune disease where the body attacks itself. And when we delve deeper, and I got a chance to coach and work with this person one-on-one, we were able to discover that this person suffered trauma in their life. And when we were able to help the person deal with the trauma and some of those issues, she was able to really release and heal. And she definitely has progressed. And
how long was she suffering from that?
She was suffering for like 25 years.
Wow.
And she's one of the people that, she came in just crippled, really in terrible pain, horrific pain. And she's worked with, psychologically, through the coaching, through the prayer. She's read my books. She's gone, we've also sent her to some healing masses and services, so it's, again, teaching mind, body, soul, and spirit. I've also have other modalities in the office that I offer the clients that I was able to offer her with changes in her diet and her lifestyle and, how much water she drinks and different types of supplements and different variations of things. And she's really had a remarkable outcome. And, what is the evidence-based practice for all this? When we go toe-to-toe well, is this FDA approved? Is this this? Is this that? Basically, you're seeing an outcome. The same thing. In my situation, when I was able to get better, did I have an actual evidence-based practice guideline to follow when I was being healed? The outcome was that I was able to function, and I couldn't function before. That's where the result is. And whether, there are medications that we have that have a lot of side effects. And even though things are FDA approved, there are still patients that are taking the same medications year after year after year, and they've been on medicines for 25 years. Are they being helped? There are side effects to monitor and stuff. In some cases, they're being helped and their conditions are being maintained. And other times, they may develop side effects. But the true judge is to look at the outcome, to look at the total result, and to see what the patient was able to do before and what they're able to do now, and to see that there's been a remarkable change. So this particular patient with the rheumatoid arthritis is now able to walk better. The person lost weight. They're able to. There's a total transformation in what they look like before and what they look like now, and how much they're able to do, and how independent they're able to be, and they're just quality of life has definitely improved.
Great. Well, we thank you for the work that you're doing at your practice, and I thank you for coming in today.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
To schedule an appointment, please visit MelissaLanza.com.